Got ourselves Palm, gonna be first up over the team one. Just try to see if he can spin to win with Dracula gonna be up. Yo, I like the new Dracula. I like that set too. I like the color scheme we got going on. It's so good looking. Bladestorm out for Palm, but it's gonna be a full evasion for Dracula. Is gonna go for a vanish reset, trying to see if he can get himself out of here as quickly as possible. Palm, however, being a Fury, unfortunately does not have a lot of dot damage you can leave on the Rogue outside of like one big dot hit. Blind on your cooldown. So hold on, did you death mark into a blind? I certainly hope not. But that blind does reset all of your bleeds on a guy there. Unfortunately, bleed does go through. Dracula does have some Kingsbane, or potentially also big and Venoms. Getting Palm super low, but also he's low too. What the hell? I think Palm might still die. You may have to rally cry. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, rally cry. He's like, you know what? These dots are still on me, but I can't let him go down. Oh, man. Yeah. Wait, is it actually 3 boomkins? Oh wait, we do actually have 3 boomies. What is this? First, I thought one of you was going to be a feral for sure. All of you are boomkins. You can tell they're boomies because they have trees, man. The Grove invades the Hook Point Arena. Palm is given an opportunity to at least catch up a lot of healing. And that's going to be Manic Bandages out for now to remove 80 dots. Does he not have second wind? He may not have second wind. But whatever healing you guys are doing, I mean, Big Chicken is not attacking. He's literally waiting for you guys to heal him to full. He's literally waiting for him to recover on like, high enough health. And it's going to get him the opener as a boomkin. Dotted up, trying to get some damage going. Trees are in immediately with a full Fury of Elune. Does get Disarm reflected on him, though it doesn't necessarily do anything. Palm, Blaze Storms out, but without any defensive, Chicken is just able to rock him down. He'd spear down the bird. But unfortunately, he didn't really go behind the pillar. That incarnation is spooky. It is scary. It is now very, very short-lived, like insanely short-lived, but there's just not much you can do. Council of Chicken? Dude, Council of the Chicken. Literally. Oh, man. Big Chicken is just chilling himself. Where's looking for him? But he doesn't know that he's literally on top of him. Unless he just randomly goes like thrashing. He's going to pick up Eyes. A bear form. Eyes are picked up by Whir. So Chicken knows where he's at. And so does Whir. So honestly, it could be anyone's opener here. Try to see if he could get a charge. Thrash, put a bleed on Rogue. Is going to be able to go some dots over on the Boomkid, back to bear form Barkskin as soon as he's 80 pressure out of the Rogue. The Rogue, however, not really committing a lot of cooldowns just yet. Kidney Shot does go through. Trying to go for a full killing spree opener. Still, Barskin is available. Disarm to stop a lot of that spree damage. Our drone rush is active. Where with the Cloak of Shadows, just sitting in stealth. Quick kick onto Chicken. Will not be able to stun him, at least not for a while. DRs is still in. Does have quite a lot of range damage. Is going to go for a, I don't even know how he got out of the root there for a second. I guess it might have broken to damage. But for Chicken, that's at least a little bit of recovery. As long as he has some kind of a dots on a Whir, not letting him catch an easy reset, he's going to be in a good spot. But get himself that opener, a couple of pistols, got himself a sippy. So he's actually in an okay spot. He's actually got quite a decent bit of pressure onto the bird. Into Kidney Shot. I think he tried a kidney, but that was a meld. I think he melted the kidney. I think it straight up melted a kidney. Vanish just to dodge the Cyclone, but he's still out in the open. No longer has a Kidney Shot unless he has a Vanish Sheep Shot. There's going to be a lot of burst. No more Cloak of Shadows. Those trees are running in. That Dryad still getting those Star Surges through the wall. What is that? Why is the Dryad still getting Star Surges through a wall? And he's still dotted for a while too. Unless Chicken can give himself the opener. Trying to see if he can catch him. He got himself a restyle for a second. But Whir is able to Blades Flurry him out in the open. Kind of guessing where the bird was at. But it's going to be the opener. Is he just going to go in for dots? Just try to see if he can maximize that range. Disarm to follow. It's not like he can really follow up with anything. And that's going to be Shrooms also procking behind the pillar as well. And he does have himself Incarnation coming up very, very soon. He got trees too. Honestly, he could just sit in bear form, pop trees, and those might be enough to take down Whir. Trees and Loon might be enough to take down Whir. Kidney, it is short. Bash, you have a go. Cyclone, the Rogue does have a trinket, but he's unable to use it. He used a human racial, and that's on the same DR. Trees are in. Smog Bomb for a second. Try to stop some of the damage. Sunfire does go through. You gotta get Moonfire there as well. I think Moonfire for free access from the trees, though. It is. Vanished for a second while disarm was on him. Cheap shot right after. Has a trick coming up very soon. Killing spree is going to get a huge bit of damage onto the bird. But he's got full root. Silence, blind to follow. Trinket right after. Back into bear from trying to heal as much as possible. While the dots and passive damage is on Whir. He does have incarnation. Cloaker shot is right after. Whir got himself plenty of survivability for the moment. Just trying to see if he can back away. Convoke to try to heal. It's going to be Star Surges. Whir, I think, may have enough damage though. Bear form again from Chicken. Trying to go for as much recovery. The trees are in. The trees are going to put some pressure onto the rogue. Trying to go for a clone. Get this shot. I think it's over for the bird. I think it might be over. Unless he somehow lives. Bardic last second. Disarm maybe? Disarm the rogue would work. Disarm the rogue. Catching up as much healing as he can. Trinkets it. Do you have a stun? Trying to go cat form? Cyclone? No. Regrowth? Dots is still onto Whir, however. So he's unable to get himself an easy reset. Got himself a re-stealth. Stuns him. Hold on a second. Trying to put more dots. Fury of a Loon. Isn't enough. Runes to follow. May just need to go bear form. No, the dot's going to be enough. Or is the rogue taken? Cheap shot and backs himself out of there. Trees around the corner. Potentially to keep the rogue under pressure. Maybe. Or Chicken just goes for a full reset. Convoke to self-heal himself. Not a bad move. It actually gets a couple of rats in there too. Short stun. Disarm right after. Could go for trees. Trees are in play. Regrows just to keep himself alive. Trees are going to add additional damage that Whir does not want to deal with. Kindred shot onto Chicken. Super short, unfortunately. He's just keeping the bird super low on health. It's going to go for Celestial just to get the Dryad to keep the rogue in combat as best as possible. First aid, but I think he might completely be out of dots. I think he's completely out of dots, yeah. Chicken does have no trinket for a bit. Barkskin is available. Does get to reset. Eyes are available on either side in case he wants them. Unless somebody's picking up the eyes on a corner. Hopefully not. Whir is able to put himself in the back corner. Chicken does have some cooldowns coming up. Trinket is coming up too, and Whir is going to have his human racial available actually available in like 10 seconds. So he does have a way to break out of a stun. For Chicken picking up the eye, I think he more or less knows where the rogue is at, but at least he gives him an opportunity to catch up some healing. Sab goes through it, has a trinket, trinkets this immediately, cheap shot right after, bar skin is available, bashes the clone, or bashes the killing spree, trinket out for Whir, disarm right after, cloak of shadows to remove the disarm. Chicken needs to get some damage in, but while cloak is up, he can't really do much. Back into bear form, knocking the guy back for a second, letting the trees do physical damage to him. Got him some Convoke to at least try to catch up some healing. Whir wants to interrupt as best as possible. I don't know if he'll be able to. It is going to be the bird going down, unfortunately, with Nemo the Boomkin up next. That was a tough one. That was actually kind of a close duel. It was going either way, honestly. Of course, the Boomkin, it is definitely a tough one against a rogue, but it wasn't like completely super one-sided either. Whir is under a ton of pressure from those trees, though. They do hurt quite a lot. As it is going to be a blind onto Nemo. Trinket right after. We're going to hit by mushrooms. Smoke for a second just to give himself some defense, as well as line of sight. That was a good fight. That was actually a really good one, yeah. It was actually a close fight between a rogue and a boomkin, because it could have gone either way, honestly. Either way. We're going to get max dampening? Likely. Very likely. Very likely Santos. Epic Santos. Kevin hit him with like a yo. This is gonna be a long one, huh? Incard is up for Nemo. He's got himself the Dryad, keeping Whir busy. I just trying to see if he can push in. He just need one big good star surge. One good big star surge, and this may be lights for Whir. But he can't really catch up to him. The sprint from the rogue, far enough away to get out of combat from Nemo, is able to go for a sap, cheap shot opener, adrenaline rush with a big killing spree, lots of bursts coming out. Got him something between the eyes, crack shot, doing a lot of damage, catches a quick vanish to try to get continuous burst onto Nemo. I don't know if he got it. It needs a stun. Did not even need a stun. Just a couple of cracks of that between the eyes, and does end up taking him out. The Beast and CJ is up next. I almost messed up your name super hard. A little bit of first aid for the rogue. Eyes are available on either side, so the boomkin can grab the vision of rogue. The rogue is also going to be able to see him as well. Oh, trees, what are they doing? Trees, what are you guys doing? There you go. Dude, these trees are dumb. I feel like when you're targeting an enemy and you pop trees, you should just immediately like aggro to them. Yeah, I kind of hate that. Hate the trees don't immediately rush them. That's kind of dumb. Kind of dumb. Trying to see if he can get himself some cast, actually hanging around that a boomkin form. I like these stab that is, oh no, the mace has got going on, by the way. Just an absolute cudgel. Cloak of Shadows for Whir, able to immune a lot of this damage. Trying to go for a little bit of bear form healing, but we are getting into higher dampening, so the healing is going kind of out of the window here. Cheap shot kick right now was word. Try to see if he can get some damage rolling into Cyclone for CJ, but he's able to at least go for either clone or regrowths. Needs to get a lot of recovery. Trees are available. Trying to see if he can go for a clone, so no kick out for the rogue, but he just goes in, guns blazing in mid of a cyclone. He just goes in full burst damage mid cyclone. That is rough. Full Tyrant is out, and Word is actually hanging back here, just messing with his demons and focusing down the Felguard as best as possible. He does not want to fight Santos 1-to-1 right now, but he's already taking damage from Santos. Like, majority of his damage is going to be straight up pets. What I expect from a tree though, bro, I mean, if the fact is, if your class has to play with some kind of NPC that you rely on for damage, that NPC should at least be consistent. I don't care how hard it hits. If you're reliant on an NPC and an NPC does nothing, it is the worst, dude. Pet AI is this game is the worst. And then we're able to at least like make some changes, like Demon Warlocks. Remember when they were super reliant on Tyrants, but Tyrants have like 2 brain cells that can't even rub together to generate a thought. So they were like, all right, we're just gonna make Tyrant a buff pet, but not like his damage doesn't matter. But his buff is going to be much better than before. Massive burst out of the Chaos Mother though. Wursar just absolutely getting decimated by that thing. That was some huge burst right there. Holy. He's trying to get some damage onto that Felguard. All he can do is get himself some recovery. Vanish right after. I don't think there's any dots. So I think that's actually a clean reset. He has a drone where still. Killing speed is back up and available. Cloak, Trinket, and Evasion are up very, very soon. As long as he doesn't get hit by a AoE Fear or an Axos, he can go for a full killing spree in the opener. Potentially. He's going to go for first aid instead after sapping that pet. So for Santos, unless he can land the Shadow Fury, yeah, he's going to be too far away though. Too far away. But yeah, no, seriously, if you ever have a class that needs to be reliant on a pet, that pet needs to hit the walls or something. Because BS like this of just like, oh, it just doesn't know who to hit. That's not allowed. Should not be an excuse. You know how frustrating that is for everybody that plays with that? Santos, unfortunately, got separated a little bit from the Felguard and able to go for an Axos, but he does have an eyeball built up. So whatever demon he summons next should be a huge one. Is it main pet got stunned? I think his main pet got stunned. Cloak of Shadow, so you can't even stop the damage. That's a full killing spree. Axos finally goes through. Overlord comes in and actually does a bunch of damage. Prime and Word to actually take more damage from the Shatter into a quick kick on the Tyrant. I think you might just have it here. Evasion is available just for like a damage reduction. With the Fear to follow, does not have Vanish anymore. Oh, is he mid-stealth already? I don't think he is. No, does catch a stealth there. But I think he's still dotted. The bets are on him. Santos just needs to find a way to live. I don't know if he'll be able to. And Word does end up slaying these casters. Is it 4? Yo, actually 4. Well done, well done. That's tough, man. That's tough. The Council of the Grove, unfortunately, was not able to topple the Outlaw Rogue this time around.